Hey everyone, it's Luke here from LT Gaming and welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out 8 alternatives to Avowed. Avowed is shaping up to be one of the biggest RPGs of the year. But with some mixed reactions already, you might be wondering if it's the right game for you. Maybe you're still excited, but you're looking for an alternative that better fits what you love in a first-person RPG. Either way, we've got you covered. Today we're bringing you 8 fantastic alternatives, some obvious choices that share Avowed's DNA, and some hidden gems that might surprise you. Also, I covered a bunch of different games on a Skyrim-like list. You can check that out. It has some great titles on it that didn't make this cut because I wanted to be a bit more expansive. So check that one out also if you're into these type of games. Whether it's deep world building, immersive combat, or choice-driven storytelling you're after, there's something here for every RPG fan. Let's jump in. Let's start with the most obvious choice, the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. You've played it, I've played it, and at this point it's basically a gaming institution. But why should you return to Skyrim in 2025? Well, despite its age, Skyrim remains one of the best open world RPGs ever made. Thanks to a thriving modding community, the game is constantly evolving. With massive overhaul mods, graphical upgrades, and even full-scale fan expansions like Beyond Skyrim, there's never been a better time to jump back in. If you're looking for that deep immersive world and freedom of choice that Avowed promises, Skyrim is still one of the best places to find it. I don't know if that's a good thing or a slightly depressing thing. Next up we have Kingdom Come Deliverance II, the newest kid on the block. If you loved the first game, the sequel takes everything to the next level. Bigger world, deeper combat, and even more player choice. Still that brutally realistic medieval RPG with no magic, just raw, skill-based swordplay and a gripping historical narrative. If you're looking for an RPG that trades fantasy spells for intense, grounded realism, this one's an easy recommendation. If you missed the first game, now's a great time to dive into the series. But once again, this is probably kind of an obvious choice. It's time to jump into the more rarer titles. Red Delusion is an open-world first-person RPG with a surreal, dreamlike aesthetic, blending Morrowind-style exploration with strange, otherworldly landscapes. It features deep lore, player choice, and a unique take on magic and technology in a world floating among the clouds. Unlike the grounded realism of Kingdom Come or the high fantasy of Skyrim, Red Delusion leans heavily into weird fiction and eldritch influences. This is probably one of my favourite games on this list. I play it extensively on my Steam Deck. It's a beautiful game, and I highly recommend it. It's not that well known, so I'm really glad to give it some exposure. Just a quick interlude to say most of you who watch the channel are not subscribed, so make sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button because it helps smaller channels like us grow really quickly, and both me and Tom really appreciate it. Dishonoured is a game that might not be an immediate pick for fans of Avowed, but this series offers an intriguing mix of stealth, supernatural abilities, and deeply crafted environments. Dishonoured isn't an open world game, but its expansive levels allow for creative approaches to missions, giving you plenty of freedom in how you navigate through each area. Whether you're using stealth to sneak by enemies, taking a more action-orientated route, or leveraging your supernatural powers, the choice is yours. This is a classic example of a game where you can shape your own path, and thus becomes a good alternative to Avowed. Also, this is a game you can pick up for pretty cheap these days, and it was a really good game in its day, and it might even be a little bit forgotten now. Next, The Outer Worlds might be a more well-known title, but it's still worth playing, especially with the upcoming sequel on the horizon. This sci-fi RPG offers a great blend of humour, tactical combat, and player choice, all set in a vibrant dystopian universe. Whether you're exploring planets or navigating complex moral decisions, the game offers a solid narrative-driven experience. Like me, maybe it passed you by slightly, and with the sequel coming, now is the perfect time to try and dive back into the first game and get ready for what's next. Next up, the Bloodline is a hidden gem that you might not have heard of yet. It's definitely worth being on your radar. This first-person RPG offers a classless system, letting you create a character that suits your playstyle, whether you want to focus on magic, combat, or anything in between. What makes it stand out is how your choices directly impact the world around you, making it feel dynamic and alive. If you're after a unique RPG with deep customization and a rich immersive world, the Bloodline is a must-play. Next up we have Dark Messiah of Might and Magic. Now this one's a bit of a throwback, but it still holds up well today. Released all the way back in 2006, I mean, does anyone even remember that anymore? Was that the era of pop punk? I mean, wow, it's a long time ago. But, I go even further back, so I digress. It combines first-person action, brutal combat, and clever environmental interactions that let you knock enemies off ledges or set traps. The game's fluid combat system and tactical spellcasting make it a standout in the RPG world, even if it's not as well known now. If you're looking for that old school vibe with a modern twist, then give me a call. No, I'm only joking. Dark Messiah offers something unique that you won't find in today's more traditional RPGs. And we reach the pinnacle of this list with Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon. This one's a bit of a sleeper hit, but has shown incredible potential, especially with the improvements the developers have made since its initial release. Drawing from the rich Arthurian legend, this game mixes dark fantasy with survival mechanics in a way that feels both unique and immersive. As you explore a decaying world, you'll gather resources, battle monstrous creatures, and piece together the mysteries of Avalon. While it had some rough edges at launch, updates have polished its systems and added more depth to the world. The graphical improvements and performance, which was abysmal at launch, has now been improved. If you're looking for a deep and dark game that's constantly evolving and offering new content, Tainted Grail is definitely worth your attention in 2025. Of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are plenty more great games that fit the bill, like Greedfall, Outward, and Dragon's Dogma, but we wanted to give you a unique lens of titles that offer different takes on what we expect from Avowed. Whether you're drawn to deep role-playing, immersive combat, or intriguing world building, there's something here for every kind of fantasy RPG fan. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. What games would you have included? Are there any really rare gems that I didn't cover in this or my previous Skyrim list a long time ago? Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. I've been Luke from LTE Gaming, and I'll catch you on the next one.